All right, gang, let's get the rest of the story. So if we did this method in number 1, don't you think we should do that method in number 2? I think so. So let's rewrite this as the square root of 9 over the square root of 4. What's the square root of 9? 3. What's the square root of 4? 2. Fantastic. That is done. All right. What about 4? What is the square root of 50 over the square root of 2? Look at this though. I can divide those two. 50 divided by 2. So I could actually rewrite this one as 50 divided by 2. When I do that, I get the square root of 25. And I get this. Whoops, what is the square root of 25? It doesn't have a square root in it. It is 5. Okay? Fantastic. So you have to look at your numbers. How do they relate to each other? Okay? All right. We're going to come back to this one. And we're going to look at number 8, as I promised. Number 8, I can't have the square root of 8 underneath. So I need to get rid of that. So I need to multiply by 1. What is my 1 going to look like? It's going to be the square root of 8 over the square root of 8. Why? Because this is the square root of 8. And 8 times 8 is going to give me 64, right? It's going to give me an 8 underneath. Because the square root of 8 is 64. If you want to multiply that and write the square root of 8, 64, and then go one more step, you can. But you don't have to. You can just skip right to this step. Okay? Now what about this? Ooh, I have to multiply these. So I bring down my 6. And 8 times 3 is 24. Well, 24's it's got to have a perfect square in it. It's got to. So that's not in standard radical form. So I need to bring out whatever I can bring out. So let's look at what the square root of 24 is. Okay? If you're going to use the factor tree method, start with 2, 2, 12, and so on. If you're going to use the perfect square method, which perfect square can I divide that by? 4. Square root of 4 times the square root of 6. Okay, the square root of 4 is 2 times the square root of 6. So now that's what 24 is equal to. But I still have my 6 out here. I need to put my 2, multiply by 2 times the square root of 6, and my 8. So all I did there was substitute the square root of 24 for 2 times the square root of 6. But now I have to simplify that. What's 6 times 2? Well, it's 12 times the square root of 6 divided by 8. All right. Can I simplify this fraction? I sure can. I can divide this by 4 and I can divide this by 4. So if I divide 12 by 4, what do I get? So I can divide this by 4, and I can divide this by 4, right? 12 divided by 4 is 3. 8 divided by 4 is 2. My square root of 6 stays. And this, my friend, is my answer. Okay, that's the rest of the story. God bless.